Welcome everybody to Wolves After Dark. Timberwolves beat the Clippers 121-100 and retain their first place standing. Stand alone at the top four of the West. If you're new here, or if you're not new here, like the stream, subscribe, and let us know what you did to stay awake during this game today. Because that was a challenge for all of us. Halftime was brutal. Yeah, Timberwolves win. Feeling pretty good. This feels like a pretty high, and I'm trying to document this just because I know that in 2 games from now, when we lose to the Trailblazers, we're going to talk about how we need to rebuild. So, how are you feeling, Ashwin?
Pretty high right now. I think it was such a statement, post Super Bowl to just like lay the smack down in the second half. Wasn't expecting that, especially how we ended the first half. To just like turn it up to 11 and play taller than them, play bigger, stronger, faster. Man, the Clippers are slow, and we just made them look slower than hell. So we took it to them. I felt like we were more aggressive in every aspect of the game, and even if shots weren't falling, like Ant wasn't like shooting lights out or anything. At least from 3. We played. If you look at the box score and if you look at like the graph of where we were in the second half, it was in the paint and in the paint alone, with the exception of like a Conley 3, Jaden McDaniels 3. Like we were just in the paint, and 4 Hall of Famers. That's amazing, right?
Yeah. I know.
I think we're the better team right now.
Yeah, like watching them, like I understand that they have these star players, but at the same time, it was like they had their 3, like they have PG, they have Kawhi, and it's like, okay, yeah, I kind of understand. And then it's like they still bring in Harden, and then they bring in off the bench, they bring off Westbrook. It's like, oh my gosh, this team is crazy. But
I was losing it a little bit in the first half. I was really mad at the refs. I was like, they're calling it one way, they're not calling it the other. I was struggling to see how certain things were fouls and how Harden can get away with travels and carries, and Anyways, we withstood all of that, and this had like makings for a second half breakdown where we would just completely lose our shit, point fingers at each other for all the wrong reasons, as opposed to like poster dunks and stuff like that. And man, I loved the energy that we put in to like not like forcing it in Cat's hands or forcing it in Ant's hands, but the way that like Cat pirouetted in the paint, the way that Cat like used like obvious action to his advantage. And I don't know, did he have a turnover? He probably did, but like it didn't like seem outrageous or extraneous. And I just thought this was a total team effort, and I really liked how we were kind of like easing Monte Morrison too. Welcome to the fold. Go ahead.
Yeah, just on Monte Morris, I was concerned because we were putting him in, and of course I want to see him because that 1 3 that he made was like enough to convince me that we need to just have him playing all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to put him in situations where he comes into the game when we typically have kind of our fallback moments of like losing leads, because I don't want him to get into this mentality of like, oh, I come in and like it's not okay. So like I like that we didn't use him too much tonight. And the little bits that we did, it felt like good moments. So yeah, super fun game. And I lost the comment. It's someplace here. It was one of the first ones I highlighted. No, you're good. It wasn't you. From JJ. JJ was like maybe maybe the most convincing win of the season.
Absolutely.
Like that is very true, because the first half was kind of back and forth, and just like you said, I was kind of like, I'm concerned that the second half is going to be like, okay, because I actually watched the Clippers last game, and Paul George was going crazy, and it's like they can just shoot threes, and they have so many people that are capable of shooting like 40% from 3. So if they start doing that, we've seen that the Timberwolves, when people just start making shots, I mean, like, what can you do? And this is a team that can kind of do that at times. But like you said, they're old and we're young. So they definitely second half were just like not ready, and our defense was just crazy. Um, yeah, just a super impressive win.
Dude. I was actually super worried also because of late night start time. We have like a flight afterwards, pretty much immediately afterwards, and just coming off of the Super Bowl. Honestly, like I was a little worried, just like we would just stumble on our own feet, and I was actually kind of upset with like how we were forcing it to go bear early, and yeah, wow, we got the fouls from like Zubac and Plumlee, but we weren't really getting anything out of it. So I was a little concerned that we were forcing it too hard, and Cat wasn't really making anything from three. But then he started to like pivot to the paint and pivot to the post, and like they were switching James Harden onto him and like Terrence Mann onto him, and he just owned. And I thought that really set the tone. And also, it's kind of like games like this. If you just like pull it and extrapolate it into like a 7 game series, like Jaden McDaniels' value is almost like a max level player because he
Yeah,
holds his opponent uh, to a very almost to an overrated state. Like Harden goes 5 for 13, Paul George 5 for fucking 16. Like this is happening because of Jaden, not just because of like maybe there was a poor shooting night from Paul George. It's mostly because in his head, Jaden's going to get in his way. Jaden's going to get that block. And watching Russell Westbrook miss a dunk and get owned by Gobert countlessly,
dude.
and it's really like put it like a stamp on this game because yeah, like the Clippers are coming. They're coming to the Timberwolves and they barely hit 100. Like our defense is
Yeah,
really shining in moments like this against teams like this where they're slower than the Kings, the Pacers, the Thunder, even, and we really are capable of fighting against these teams, these types of teams. These teams are in the West. Like the Lakers aren't that fast. The
yeah,
Clippers aren't
yeah,
that fast. The Denver Nuggets are slow as balls. Like we can hold our own against these types of teams. And plus, we have an ace in our sleeve, like up our sleeve, with Anthony Edwards, who just like banks in a three to end the game. And I don't know. That dunk really was like the epitome of that game was just like how he pirouetted through and threw a double team and just dunked it. Man, I wish I could like channel my Dane Moore and Kyle Tyge and talk about stats, but I'm just like over the moon about like a play like that.
yeah.
All right, it looks like you're back. I'm sorry if you were
I
here
think
for a
I'm
while
back.
and I just like didn't let you talk, but
You're good. I wanted to make sure I was fully back anyways. You can hear me and everything's normal?
yeah,
Okay, good. Um, yeah, based off of your Jaden point, Jaden was fantastic tonight. This is the Jaden we want defensively and offensively. Like, I know it's not like it jumps off the page. He only had like 10 points or something like that, but still, like the defense was there. Honestly, the defense from him and Gobert tonight was just like the duo of them, like blocking shots together and like
oh man,
it's just, it was so exciting. And this just, I guess, shows you the potential of this team. I know this isn't a playoff game. I understand that these aren't playoff games and that, the Clippers are maybe going to be playing at a higher level, hypothetically, in the playoffs. But man, um, this was a game that's convincing it. Like, we've kind of had this battle all season of like, okay, are we a good playoff team or are we just like a first round exit type of team or even a play in team? And, in the beginning of the season, we started very much going and being like, okay, yes, we are going to maybe win in the playoffs. And then over January, it was kind of like, oh, maybe we're not going to win in the playoffs. Um, this is one of those games that kind of takes that scale back to like, okay, I think we're going to be a legit team that can maybe, just maybe, have a chance at going deep into the playoffs. So the
yeah,
defense, the
we're
offense.
really struggling this year, and I'm glad we got a little jolt of a little bit of a trade to ignite some fuel back into our team and kind of hit those stim packs and get us like going at halftime. And I thought that three from Monte Morris really was like, yeah, everything that Shake was not, Monte Morris can be. No,
Mhm.
zero turnovers. Like he's not going to really screw us over. When he's out there. And I guess there's another Marcus Morris is on the way potentially, according
Yeah.
to Patrick Beverly or something. And
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because we can play even bigger. Like we can have Jaden at the 2 and the 3, and Marcus Morris at the 3 and the 4.
Yeah.
Slow-mo can get his moments, and when he's on offensively, that's awesome. But when he's a liability, we can go to Marcus Morris, and like that feels great to me. It really does.
Yeah. What did we say about the last game? The last game, we had said something to the effect of like, wasn't this like our, like you said it was the best game of the season, and I took that as just like the most exciting, but you were saying something more along the lines of like just the best all around performance. Like, this is kind of 2 games in a row of this now. Like, if you look at the box score and just remember, just like thinking back to the game, like we had so many players have individually like good plays, good stretches, good games in general. I mean, like, like I'm just glancing at the sheet right now. Like Conley didn't have like a crazy night off the stat sheet, but like Towns was good. Towns was great tonight. Ant was good. Rudy was amazing. Jaden was great. Like this is just like evenly dispersed. What's that?
Mm.
There's this joke going around on Twitter about like the Timberwolves being communist or something, and they're like share the wealth or something. Like I don't know. There's something I have no idea, but it's one of those games where it's like, and then Nas and just there's so many individual performances that contributed to the cohesive gel of this team tonight. It was amazing.
Yeah, and on the flip side, let's just pretend we're a Clippers podcast for a second. I'm pretty
Mhm.
disappointed in this team. I'm pretty
Oh yeah.
disappointed in the effort. And if it wasn't for Kawhi Leonard in the first quarter, they were going to be blown out. Like, and if it
Yeah.
wasn't for the couple of transition nonsense and the Timberwolves kind of flubbing a couple passes here and
Mhm.
there, their transition was zero. It
Yeah.
was absolutely zero. And I'd be like really pissed off because they were trending. They were the number one team today in the NBA
Mhm.
standings, right? In the
Mhm.
NBA.com's ranking, and we punked them, playing their game, at their pace, and
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I weirdly am very optimistic right now. Call me down, everyone, because
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago I was pretty irritated, and like I didn't know where
Yeah.
this team was kind of flowing in the direction and trending. I'm really
Yeah.
like looking forward to the playoffs now once again after a game like this.
Yeah, this isn't gonna calm you down necessarily, but, last game, we kinda tried to calm ourselves a little bit because we had such an incredible shooting game the last game. We had shot, like, 50% from 3. It was, like, 21 of 41 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Totally right.
yeah, and we
In
were
a
like,
loss.
this is not gonna happen."
Yeah.
Like, we can't have this happen all the time. And this game, we only shot 11 of 34 from 3, and we won by really, we probably won by 30, even though the box score only says 21 because of garbage time. But, like, we won this game huge. So, and that's not even it's 32% shooting from 3. Like,
Yeah, we were
man.
4 of 20 in the first half, blaze it, right? We were absolutely horrible on a three-point line, and I thought we were contesting shots, and they weren't doing anything to really like get us off of our own shots, but like we were just missing them, and so hitting 23s and losing is scary because like what
Yeah,
are we doing wrong here? Our
yeah.
D is so porous and
Mhm.
against like lesser competition. I feel like we really like read the game plan tonight and really played team ball, as you said, communist ball, and more of that. Honestly, if it's going to render wins like this, and
Yeah.
we didn't see Towns in the fourth quarter. Like, let's
Yeah.
or
That's right. He
holy crap, isn't that amazing?
is
Like,
he only played 27 minutes. That's
yeah,
incredible.
we're gonna play him tomorrow. And I'm sorry, chat, we haven't really gone to you guys yet, but I'm still
There's too
kind of
many
on
of
that
you.
high right now.
There's too many of you guys.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate all the comments and all the likes. Make sure you like the stream. Let's make this
Dude,
the
I did this
most liked.
background for you, Hollis.
Yeah, the background. That's right. Where is the comment? Let's see.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I see it. There you go.
Oh, Xavier is calling us out, but it's fine, right? It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we're not hiding. Like we've said this before. Like we are reactionary. We're doing this 10 seconds after the game is over. So we're gonna have strong opinions. But that's what the ride is. It's a roller coaster ride, and you've admitted your ticket to join the roller coaster. So
Yeah.
welcome to the ride. But um You want to jump into the tier list?
Let's do it.
We're getting specific, so might as well. Okay, tier list time for those of you that are new, because there's many of you here tonight. A1 is an unforgettably good game. Like, you are going to tell your children's children about this. Wancho is a terrible game. Think Wancho. Glenn Taylor is like, you've been bad for a very long time and you're still bad. I don't think anybody's going to be Glenn Taylor tonight. Maybe not even Wancho tonight. And then meh is meh. Everything else is in between. Like the stream, participate in chat, and let us know your grades if you agree or disagree. Ashwin, I was going to call you Anthony Edwards.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Who are we going to grade first tonight?
33 assists, 11 turnovers, 40 rebounds. Absolutely pummeled them in every statistical category.
Oh.
I think it shows that we can persevere through adversity. Second half, it was 72 to 47. Like, I don't know. That just sounds like an uncharted territory. And it felt like we weren't even at 100%, you know? Like, I don't know if you were watching. It felt like we weren't like playing like the Boston game. I don't know if you remember that Boston game. We played like our ass was on the line.
I just watched it 2 times this weekend.
It's a fucking great game. I blame you. Well, it's tier list time, and I just want to go on record and saying this is going to be an exceptional tier list. We had one recently that was like mostly A's. I think we're going to have a very comically repeatable or repeated tier list here.
Yeah.
Deshaun
yeah,
Nix,
like our last game. Our last game.
Yeah.
Our last game, everybody was an A.
That's because we kind of like blew out everyone. All right, so Deshaun Nix, didn't dunk it, but he had 5 points. Josh Minot, you were there. Jordan McLaughlin, we don't need you.
You were there.
We don't really need
Okay.
you. I think they're all C's if not B's, but we don't really need to grade them. The one thing though is I don't think we have Shake. We have Monte Morris in our tier list, but we have Shake like a substitute for now.
We're gonna have to use Troy Brown Jr. as our Shake Milton tonight.
Oh yeah. 5 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, a block shot. That was a double block shot, like Monte Morris and a Gobert. That was sick. For a first game in a Wolves jersey, making his first 3, I want to give him a C, if not a B. I'll leave it up to you.
I feel like we have to give him an honorary B. Just for his first game, he hit a 3, and it made everybody in the Discord go crazy. Shout out the Discord. And that's Troy Brown, because we don't have Monte Morris, who I think I just called Shake Milton like 3 seconds ago. Monte's an A, outplayed his whole season averages tonight. Oh my God. Don't tell me that.
I think he's like totaled like 60 minutes for the season.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he has not done much. And he what did he do? He hit 50% of his 3-point. He bumped it up 50% because he only had 2 on the season or something like that.
Yeah. Shout out to all of you guys in Minnesota. Midnight, approaching the next day. You guys have work in the morning, probably. We love you all 100 plus of you who have joined us. We do this every night, and can't thank you guys enough for joining us. And even if you're from another team, it's cool to have like a pulse of another team sometimes. And we go live after most games, so it's really cool to have you guys here. And we do tier list most, if not every game, unless they're 50-point losses and we decide not to do a game. Nas Reed, 6-man of the year candidate. Go ahead.
We have an interesting comment from Ian here. This could be a historic moment in Wolves After Dark history if we amend this. Do we change Wancho to Shake Milton?
Let's do it.
Or do we keep Wancho and then make, because Glenn Taylor's about to leave, and
let's do Shake right there. Yeah.
Shake is Glenn Taylor.
Shake literally left.
That's true. All right. History. Let's see.
Wasn't that
passing
a
the
funny blip
torch.
too? Like that really had me fuming at the end of that first half. I thought we played well. I thought Cat was playing extraordinary, but you know, I didn't really see a whole lot from everyone else. And then that why did Na have the ball? And we'll talk about Na here in a moment, but like why did Na have the ball at the end of that first half? And Nas, 27 minutes, 11 points, 7 rebounds. This is pretty great. This is pretty great. I thought I didn't really feel his impact immediately, but then like it felt like in the moments where he came in, Ant was trying to get going. So the one time when he got the ball, like one time he shot a three and made a three, fucking
Mhm.
over. It was so awesome. And I thought he played better than his opponents, whatever he was matched up against. A lot of it was like coffee and even like they put like James Harden on him. It was like it was so stupid. So yeah, we're I don't know, man. This is like a B like performance, if not an A for Nas Reed. I don't think he
I
was.
love I the because in the fourth quarter, in the very beginning of the fourth quarter, is when he kind of was able to like that was the moment that me and Gerald in the Discord and probably many others were like,
Oh yeah,
"Oh, this is trouble," because we're gonna go into the beginning of the fourth with like a 19, 17 point lead or whatever it was. And then we're gonna have to sit in. We're gonna have to sit Cat. We're gonna have to sit all our players that just got us up by like 17 points. And then Nas just hit like 3 buckets in a row. See, I meant to do Glenn because he's worse. I don't know. Wancho it just is like so iconic.
it's
Let
part
us
of our
know.
DNA of our team and our show.
It is part of the DNA. But yeah, I mean Nas was just incredible late. Kept Cat didn't have to come back in. We were able to kind of keep people out a little bit longer. Although Finch didn't seem to really care about that because he brought Ant back in and kept him in until like 3 minutes left. But I thought this was a great game from Nas. Obviously, stats aren't like insane, but um, it looked like a good. Like if this was a game where we needed more Nas Reed, we were gonna get more Nas Reed, and it was gonna be good. So I think B is probably fair though, because this wasn't like blowing me away, but it was a very very good game. So
I mean, I would be bumping it up to an A if I heard you share your thoughts just now because that fourth quarter was a little bit like worrisome, and Nas just like fuck it, let's just have them call a timeout 2.5 minutes in because I'm taking over this game right now. It's awesome to see, and yeah, man. Uh, moving on, Nikhil Alexander Walker. I was 15 points, by the way, for Nikhil Alexander Walker, including 3 for 3 from three, including 5 assists, 2 steals, um, near flawless game from Nikhil Alexander Walker. There were so many moments where I thought he was just disrupting any sort of offensive flow. I actually thought he matched up really well with Westbrook of all pieces. I think Westbrook has lost a step. He's still fast. He's still kind of like an X factor
mhm.
for that team, but he was like nowhere to be found. By the way, that dunk was exceptional,
Yeah.
and completely erased any sort of like uh, malaligned feelings I had towards the end of the first half. He hit that three where like slow mo kind of like dipped it to him, and any sort of like get out of jail, shoot the shit. He was able to do that, and I thought his game was very commendable. I thought this is also a repeatable performance. This is an A like performance. Dare I say A1? A1.
I know. I can't say A1, but I'm with you on an A for sure. I mean, this is one of those nights where I do consider. I mean, we can make more history, but this is one where it's like we really need like an A plus tier or something above A because like this was a great game, and it deserves more than an A. But also, I'm not like A1 is really reserved for those like crazy, crazy, like
You're right.
unforgettable games. So it does make me want to add another tier, but we have to think of a name for that then. So everybody get to naming another tier and then we maybe can add one. But also shout
Maybe
out Mark.
Reflex tier.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Rooflex. I do like that. Mark, welcome. Please give Henry, I believe the name your cat is. Please give them their post game catnip. Please. Don't make us all wait again. Um, Yes. Na would start on 4 or 5 or 4/5 of NBA teams. All defense caliber. Oh yeah. A plus tier has to be Nas Reed. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
nice.
Do
Um,
we I mean, can we really do that much history in one night? It's a lot
good.
of
We gotta
history.
trickle it in. We gotta trickle it in. Interesting comment, and I kind of love this. It's just I cannot repeat how much we fleeced. Like it's great to see D'Angelo Russell kind of performing at peak D'Angelo Russell form right now, and the Lakers are thinking, "Oh, we don't need to make trades. We need to stand pat." That's D'Lo saying, "That's right." And now it's time for me to go into hibernation for the rest of the year because he didn't get traded, and we fleeced that trade, getting Mike Conley and man, it was kind of weird when Nod didn't come in the third quarter. Like, did that turnover really cost him his time on the court? But then he came in the fourth and just completely took over as well. I loved it. So we're past Nah, but I could keep talking about him honestly. Slow mo, 20 minutes, 5 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 0 turnovers. By the way, he hit a three. He practiced it
You did.
all shoot around,
I saw that video.
and it didn't look good in shoot around.
It didn't look great. The ball, I don't know how he like it's amazing to me that basketball players when they're shooting can have like this happens with Rudy too, where it's like in his hand and you can see it like wobbling as he's shooting it and I'm like, "You play basketball for a living. Like how is this such a struggle?" But
Yeah.
I get that people have their strengths, but like, wow, that's insane. But
I don't think
yeah,
he was I don't think he was the worst player tonight, but
no,
2
no.
for 6 from the floor.
He took a lot of elbow
Shots
jumpers.
except for that 3, were, like, kind of like Mark Madsen-like shots, like, they were right there at the paint, push shots, almost like layups, near layups, and, he was missing them, and, uh, I don't know. It's in those moments where I'm like, thank God for the Patrick Beverly rumor because we have someone else that's so much more trigger happy, so much more willing to shoot, and will really help spacing in second units, especially when we have Gobert out there. Like, just think about Gobert with Morris, like the
Yeah.
Morris boys.
Yeah.
I just think that's gonna be
It's
great.
true.
Slomo gets a meh, if not a B plus from me, because he did play very solid D on Leonard for the most part, and Leonard popped off. Like Leonard was doing what he needed to do, but that was mostly in the first quarter when
Mhm.
Slomo wasn't on him, and I just thought that, he,
Yeah.
like,
I thought
he,
Nah was or not Nah, excuse me. I thought, Kyle Anderson, other than those, because he did take, like, a ton as in, like, 4 or something like that, like, mid-range jump shots, and I'm like, "Hmm," like, the first one went in. Yeah, wanna know in the Morris era. Uh, but, the first one went in, and I was like, "Okay, I guess we can try it." So it's, like, acceptable to keep trying, like, 1, but he did it, like, 4 times, and I'm like, "Let's not do that." That's really the only problem that I had with him tonight, though. Like, I agree with what you're saying about defense. I thought he was actually kind of a good distributor at times. Like this kind of reminded me more of the Kyle Anderson from last year than it did this year's Kyle Anderson. So I like this. I'm not saying it's any higher than a B, but this was a fun game for me. I'm pretty solid in giving him a B tonight.
sweet, awesome. What's up, DC? Thanks for joining us. Like, it's awesome that you found us, man, friend. And yeah, JJ, if he doesn't sign with us, I don't know why I'm talking about this because that would suck. But I'm all on board
Yeah.
with that. I was wondering if we could find someone in the buyout market that would actually push us to another degree. I didn't
Mhm.
think a player like him would actually kind of consider us. You know, it would be like on their twilight years or like their last hurrah, like an Andre Miller kind of player. You know, um, or like a Josh Howard or Brandon Roy. Give me one more paycheck, please. Right. Um, Essentially that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Clippers bench. I, I'm just so if Westbrook doesn't have it going, and that bench is like just needing threes. And
Mhm.
they're going to need threes in the second half of the season and in the postseason. And uh, just looking at their shot chart, they're all over the place. Westbrook
Yeah.
is 3 for 11 from the court, and it just is awesome to see. Like uh, while he's probably at his the best season he's had in a few years, he sits down against Minnesota and he can't even get a bucket. It's crazy. He had that
Mhm.
1 3. He has nothing else going for him all game long, and he's gonna be the X factor for this team. And so it's nice to have him shut down completely.
Yeah.
Mike Conley. We're
Yeah.
down to the starters, my friends. 24 minutes, 5 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover. Uh, he hit a three, and that's in that third quarter when it was getting kind of close, and really kind of pushed the lead in our direction. And I don't want this type of output on a nightly basis from Conley, but I'm actually excited that if you look up and down the roster, like everyone produced, and we
Mhm.
don't have to rely on Conley, even against the
Yeah.
teams like Clippers. Like I thought that the Clippers played pretty well against the guards, especially Edwards tonight, and that was probably their game plan. And they got the ball out of Conley's hands a lot, but Conley was quick to push the ball and pass the rock,
Mhm.
and get that alley oop to Gobert. Like, how could we do that to the Clippers? Like the Clippers, that's their game. It's so awesome to see that. And I just thought that that was just like a really foundational play by Conley that really just set the pace. And yeah, maybe he wasn't needed, but I'm going to give him a C. Maybe I'm just talking too much about
I
Conley.
think C's probably fine. I mean, like, I think this was a kind of a good game, or meh, I should say. I think it's kind of a good game, but oops, I'm sorry. I highlighted the comment
Oh,
right as you
good.
did. KG
What's up?
tier. We'll get to Tyler's in a moment. KG tier I saw. I also saw what else was there? Gorilla Nuts tier.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good one. The KG one is tricky though because KG, it's like I don't know. I love because like the ant stuff when we are top tier ant stuff. It's like I mean I've just never witnessed more fun basketball. But when it's like and like the KG stuff obviously was great too. But I think a lot of people. I mean I was able to see a little bit of KG play, but not like some others have. So but yeah, Tyler.
welcome,
Welcome
my
to the
friend.
stream. Clippers fan here. This was a really humbling loss. Wolves have little to no weak spots. They exposed the Clippers' lack of size big time. Well, thank you for joining. Um, Fun to have some opposing viewpoints here. Well, not even opposing viewpoints, um, but that yeah, this was a game where we were able to show some size and win. I do think the one thing I will say is that watching some of the Clippers games is this. I mean, although our defense seriously does affect our size on defense does affect offenses. It's it doesn't always stop the shooting because sometimes like and the team like the Clippers they shoot so well. They've been able to shoot really well and they just didn't tonight. And if you have a couple more threes go your way in the first half, like right in the beginning of the game, like there were a lot of missed shots. We had like 4 minutes left in the first quarter and it was like 10 to like 8 or something weird like that. So like if they have a couple shots go in there, that could have ruined our mental. So here's the game plan to beating the Wolves. Mental.
It's
Because
it's all mental.
it's all mental. Um, but no, I appreciate you joining. Also, big shout out, Eric Heller, the 5 gifted subs. W Eric, if you got a gifted, or if you didn't, who cares? W Eric. Cool.
Yeah, man. We don't get this type of cat performance very often. We get a great cat for the most part this season, but we haven't seen it sustain on both ends of the court. And I think he's been playing better defensively as of late. But his 3 point shooting has been kind of subpar all season, except for lately. And I just think that you caught us on a great night tonight. Like this is not, I wouldn't say atypical. We are both at the top of the West, and it's kind of exciting to both be up there.
Mm.
But just let it be known that it could have been your night tonight, and I actually was expecting it to be yours. So,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
yeah, but shout out and thanks for joining us. Cool. Jaden McDaniels, who was questionable to play, who had a full wristband to match his black shoes that I guess Grady kept on talking about.
He
Um,
did.
25
He
minutes. Go ahead.
he's referencing the black Air Forces or whatever, about how people only wear black Air Forces when they're trying to, like, get stuff done.
Yeah.
Anyways.
5 for 8 from the floor, 11 points, and that's all that mattered. He kind of equalized his opponents. Man, he equalized Paul George, forcing him into insanely awful shots. He had a weak as fuck whistle tonight too. I thought most of
Yeah.
his fouls, except for one, was very soft. It
He
seemed
did
to
get that one play though where Harden and him were like locked up. They just didn't call anything. I was
yeah,
like, hell yeah, I like this.
yeah, dude. I love it when the refs are just kind of invisible and just like let the players play. And
Yeah. Because
that
like
one jump,
that's nothing. That's like not fun. Like either way, if they get the foul called for them or if it's an offensive foul, I hate it. Like I don't like any of that.
yeah, 2.5 years ago, Harden was getting that call and he would fall
Oh
down
yeah.
and it would be a flagrant, So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
happy that it wasn't anything. I do feel really like embarrassed for the refs for calling that jump ball a foul on Jaden. That was insane.
That was
But the refs are going to always kind of have their footprint or stamp on a game, and maybe some of its reputation, some of it's just like flow of the game, and we withstood it all, and that's very commendable. Like we could have been very salty. And even like Jim Peterson was talking about the refs being like, hey, we could be like playing a different game here and like shouting at the refs and then getting distracted and
Mhm.
not getting back on Dean. That kind of was happening with Cat one time, and that was getting kind of becoming an issue with Ant a couple times tonight. But if we just play our game and we play like this, it's incredible. Jaden McDaniels said, I don't care about your four Hall of Famers. I'm here, and I don't even care if I have one hand.
Yeah.
I just thought it was incredible. A-like performance, and it's all we really need. Like, if you look at the rest of the stat line, dare I say maybe it's a B because I'm looking to the rest of the stat line. From our starting forward, 0 rebounds. Uh,
Yeah. It's
that
just
is
kind of weird.
concerning, and it will always be a concern with him. But one of the better on ball defenders, help defenders in the league, and the pairing of him, we lose nothing when we go to Nah, and
I know.
it's incredible to have those two together.
I'm making the executive decision that it's an A. I know the rebounding. I'm with you 100%. I saw the same thing and thought the same exact thing. But um, I just love this game from Jaden. The ability to score early in the game and scoring. The one thing with Jaden that you kind of can't say with almost anybody else is that Jaden can just get to his shot. And I'm not like necessarily saying I love his shot, but like he can get to his shot and he can make it at like a decent rate. And he did that tonight. Um, so
You're
11
right.
points is nothing crazy, but that's enough. That's enough for Jaden.
I think they were like very effective 11 points. Like it's really stupid to say that out loud. 11 points is 11 points. However you take it. But there was a time when we were tied. There was a time where we just had an ATO, and I think uh, like how do we respond to the Clippers kind of pulling out in front, by 1 or 2, and then he just hits like a jumper over Paul George, and it was like, yep, we can find offense through anyone, and it's really cool to see that. Yeah, like love that first quarter action where he's kind of like doing a 1-2 dribble mid ranger where he can't get blocked because his shot is so fucked up, and it's very high arcing, and it's really interesting. I don't mean to swear, but I'm just saying it's like an awkward looking shot, and it's hard for defenders to jump in front of it and block it. So, um, cool. Rudy Gobert, speaking of blocks, 33 minutes, 4 block shots, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Didn't get a triple double like his younger brother in San Antonio tonight. 10 blocks from Wembanyama, by the way.
Yeah, that's I mean, he
Future of
should
the
be pretty
league
close to
right
that
there.
every game at 7-4 or whatever he is.
And whenever he puts the ball on the floor, I question everything that's in his head. But whenever he keeps it high and into the rim as a dunk, it's exceptional. Um, he hit all of his fucking free throws. Rudy Gobert is an A tonight.
Yeah.
Completely set the tone defensively, and yeah, like there's a reason why like some of the top tier starting 5 units of all time defensive rating has Rudy Gobert in it. Even like going into his second year in the league.
Mhm. It's crazy. Gobert leads all the betting markets as the favorite for defensive player of the year right now. There's really nobody close also. Like if you bet on Gobert right now, if you bet like $10, you're getting like 10 cents back. So like it's that good of a deal right now, or that it's not a good deal. It's that much of a guarantee to the betting markets that he's going to be defensive player of the year. And the great news with Rudy is that he doesn't care about being in first place. He's just going to keep going and be consistent and be him.
Yep.
And that was him tonight. Like we never have to worry. Like we talked about this early in the season about not worrying about Rudy's performance because it's just like he does the same thing every night. He's just consistently great. And he has had like a couple games where it's been like, oh gosh, like 5 points and 3 rebounds or something like that.
Right.
But those are so rare. It's not like even Ant, Ant can have some stretches of the season where he does not play well. Same with Cat. Like they may have a stretch where it's like, oh, Ant shooting like he's just like not aggressive. He's not taking shots. He's being Wiggins or whatever. That when he does that, it's not like it just happens for a game. It happens for like a week or two. Rudy has a bad game and then he responds by having like 20 great games. So I don't know. This is a long way to say Rudy's just been consistent for us, and he has been incredible for us this season. But tonight, an A.
Yeah, Mason said it. Activated the team takeover tonight. I really thought the second half was just so emphatically go Bears. I feel like we're a big team for a reason, and we saw the writing on the wall with Cat at the 5, at Vando at the 4, where we were scrambling on every play just to be active and energized on defensively. And that wasn't going to last for an 82 game series. That wasn't going to last for a series against Memphis. And Cat, potentially in his own feelings and his own head, would set screens that could be a 50-50. We don't know if it's an offensive foul or not. I might have seen a handful, maybe less than a handful of offensive fouls called by Gobert this whole season that were set screens, right? So he knows how to set screens, which gets Ant going, which gets Conley going, which gets the ball moving. These screen assists are really vital for our team to move and our offense to flow, whatever that is, And the other thing is just his body, down low in the post gets foul trouble, meaning now when Ant gets fouled, he's actually to the line, not just like side out.
Mhm.
When Cat gets fouled occasionally, it's not side out; it's to the line. It's awesome, it's a hilarious trait to be like praising the screens and getting fouls, but it's like a very underrated trait that not a whole lot of bigs know how to do. And I'm fearful for like the Dallas Mavericks who just got a big one in
I know.
Gafford, and so they don't have to learn with Lively. They have one now in Gafford. We have like one of the better ones right now, but like I'm just saying, yeah, Gobert A tier for sure.
Yep.
Cool. Anthony Edwards, 32 minutes, 23 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 turnover. Insane game. You look at the box score and you're a little confused. 1 for 11 from 3, 8 for 18, nothing to rag home about. His 1-3 after 9 other threes was a bank shot.
Yeah. Which is now becoming an intentional shot for him.
This is an A tier for Ant because despite his shot not going in, he recognized it. And I thought there were 3 or 4 possessions early in the game where he was isoing, and he just wanted to go off. He wanted to go off. It was an ugly first quarter for him, and it turned into like a very efficient second half. And in a moment where like I think Cat and Ant both had double digits in the third quarter, and he found his time. And like I think Peterson and Grady were talking about it. Like he doesn't have to expend energy all the time, pick his spots, and keep the ball moving. And I thought that was really cool to get off the ball and not be so ISO hungry. Even though he said pregame like he loves games like this because he's so excited about the ISO ball,
Mm-hmm.
the one-on-one matchups. This is an A-like performance from Ant, despite the weird stat line of 8 for 18. It's the 8 assists that really
Mm-hmm.
like level him way above any sort of potential next year all-star from Andrew Wiggins. Like any potential from like any other star that we tried to push into the narrative of an alpha on our team, with the exception of like, you know, Kevin Love and KG, who were willing passers. It's really cool to see Anthony Edwards take over this world of high usage, but forcing it into his teammates and not just forcing it in ISO.
Yeah.
A-like performance. Sorry for talking too much.
I am kind of in between A and B, but it's for the reasons you're saying. And actually, Johnny 2 times just said this in the chat. Passive first half made me a little upset. But I think the thing that I'm having a hard time, and I'd have to rewatch the game again. We do this right after the game, so I don't have time to like go back and watch things. But like in the first half, I didn't necessarily feel like there was only like one moment late where I felt like I really wanted Ant to kind of like step up and start scoring more. Um, and I can't tell if it's like he was just passing because like Cat was getting some buckets early. And he had also Ant started the game with an incredible pass to the corner to Jaden, who missed it. But like that was like a moment of like, yeah, let's do this. I love this. But I guess, I'm in between A and B because, again, if we're basing it off of what we expect from Ant, like, yeah, I think in the assist realm, yeah, 8 assists is crazy for Ant.
Right.
And somebody said earlier, like we almost hit, or Noah's like, when is he gonna get? Or somebody said, when is he gonna get his triple double? I don't know. Yeah, Noah said it. So I'm in between. When I'm in between, I usually go up. So I think it's an A tonight.
I don't want to influence you, but one thing I want to say is I don't really need the triple double from Ant. I don't want him to stat hunt because when he stat hunts, when this team stat hunts, when this team
he
goes
will
for
stat
2
hunt.
point, we are going to fall on our face.
Oh
And,
man, was that why he was in the game so late?
and then he was yeeted out when he tried to bank another 3.
When he tried his second bank 3 in a row. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like
Play
that
with your
didn't
food when
happen.
you're up, big with 2.5 minutes left to go, but not when you're up.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
But the one thing, last thing on Ant that I'll say is that he made buckets when we needed him. He had incredible buckets when we needed him. He had that one Euro step that was kind of oohing and awing, and he had to make like the stinky face at the crowd. And it's like, like that, like that's awesome. And there's just a lot of plays that he makes like that where it's like, okay, like this is a star. But I can also see wanting a little bit more scoring wise. But like when you have, our next player that we're about to talk about play the way they did, you don't need people to go off for 30 every night. So, all right.
I just want. I think I'm sorry. I think he's an A because in the third quarter, the Clippers went 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Ant alone went 6 for 6. Ant at the end of the third quarter completely just said, "Phone it in. I'm doing this Euro layup." It's just like put in your reserves, put in Boston Jr. out there because
yeah.
the game's not going to go your direction. And I thought he took the challenge of that third quarter well. I mean, yeah, he didn't do his typical Ant like takeover, but I thought it was great. Yeah, I don't. It's hard. It's like for me, it's an A, but it's like because of how well the rest of the team played, not because of his specific performance.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to say. Okay. I think player of the night. Maybe I'm wrong. Player of the night. Karl Anthony Towns, 24 points. 4 rebounds. 3 assists. only 3 fouls, a block shot, and hit 1 3. Ooh, that doesn't sound the best. However, holy shit. I thought he played one of the best games this season. And he
Yeah,
had a very normal stat line.
yeah, he did. The funny thing is, when I was watching this game, like, of course, I thought this was a great game from Cat. And don't get me wrong, I started that making it sound like I was going to say he's not having a good game. He had a great game. Um, but to me, this is kind of on par with the games that he has had a lot of games like this season. Like, he has played pretty well this season. I agree that this was like maybe a notch above that, but like I think this was a great performance, but this is also like Cat's kind of been this way for a lot of games. Now, of course, Cat has games where it's like, oh my god, but um, but no, this was a really good game for Cat.
Senyi, isn't the Clippers announcer like 23 years old? Isn't he like the super young dude? Or I'm sorry,
Uh,
Cameron. I guess I'll ask you. Isn't he that like really young guy?
oh yeah, you're talking about the guy that does the nylon.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. He's like their radio announcer though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, because they used to have like the Lawler's Law guy. Someone else.
I know. Which, by the way, I will never forget Lawler's Law. And at a point last season, the Timberwolves were like 90% like to Lawler's Law. Like the team that scored like 100 first, like won the game if it was the Timberwolves. And it was like 90% of the games. It was like, yeah, that's just true. But
Sometimes in these games, though, we have a hard time getting to 100. It's nice to see our offense step up a little bit at times to put away a team that could have been, even despite the offensive woes in the third quarter for them, they could have come back, and we just
mhm,
stopped them at the jugular. Yeah, JJ, this is the most controlled Towns has looked on drives in a long time, and
yeah.
so much of it is like he's trying to draw the call or he's trying to get the action that he thinks he needs, and he's sprinting to the rim and then falling to the ground and then late, you know, in transition. I thought he was playing his pace, the pace that he needs to play. And I think Gerald said this in the Discord. Shout out the Discord. Please join
Yep.
us if you aren't already in there. It's really fun to have kind of a community while we're watching live.
Mhm.
He wasn't thinking. Cat wasn't thinking. Cat was just playing instinctually and based off of first action. And I just thought, despite him trying to pass and force it to Gobert a little bit, that's just his characteristic of wanting everyone involved. And I thought a stellar performance to close out the tier list. Player of the night, Karl Towns.
100% player of the game. Yeah, this was good, Cat. Fascinating poll going on right now with 40 votes in our chat right now. You can't see it from our end, Ashwin. Do you like Ants bank threes? 59% say no, 41% say yes. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. um,
Awesome.
you honestly, I'm maybe team yes, but I don't I don't know. It's hard to commit to something. I'm gonna say yes, just for fun.
Marks this Pog.
Og. Yes. By the way, if we get 3 more likes before the end of the stream, that would get us to 50 likes. That would be awesome. If we can get to 50 I'd love to get more, but 3 is just a very doable number. Also, do you guys have any interest and I don't know how possible this would be or not. Do you have any interest in next Sunday for the All-Star game? Me and Ashwin, or a combination of one or both of us, streaming the game live. Well, we can't stream the game, but streaming live during the game. Any interest? Let us know in the chat, and we will totally base it off of that. If you don't care and you'd rather just watch the game, that's fine. But if
What
you
if
want
you
to,
said no? What would you
you can
say?
say no. You can say no. But one person told us to, so we're
Oh,
curious
yeah.
to know if that's something. Ant is
What did you
Banksy.
sign us up for?
uh,
So we can live comment
JJ,
on Finch
yeah,
and his coaching.
that's true. And Ant, Oh man, we got a lot of things that we can do. Um, Noah says respectfully, it's a great idea. I just don't think I can make it. That's
I
fair.
respect
That's
that.
fair. But you guys should do it. I'm in for the stream.
Uh,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah, there's some
Well,
issues with like us going live and then kind of having a conversation about something that already happened and then people catch up to us. There's a
yeah.
site called Playback. I don't know if you've heard of that, Cameron. Maybe we can talk offline about it, but there's like a way that you can like watch through a subscription that you already have. I'm not
I
100%
think you
sure
told
how
me
that
about
works.
this. We could also this is shout out the Discord. We could also share it in the Discord and watch it on in the Discord. Um, Shout
People
out
do.
Crone for boosting the Discord. We could do 1080p 60 streaming that's like illegal probably, but don't tell anybody, all 100 of you. But but we could do that too. But either way, we can find
Yeah,
a way. We can do it. So
yeah, JJ, it's called Playback. The only reason why I know about this is a show that I kind of frequent. I know Disco Wolf frequents it. Shout out Disco Wolf is No Dunks, formerly the starters off of like NBA.com. They're now part of the Athletic. They've been there with the Athletic for a little bit now, and they do live stream watches with their fans. So that's pretty cool. Guys, it was a hell of a game, and I was not
was
expecting this exact outcome. I was not expecting this type of effort from our full roster. I was expecting heroics that would fall on their face, and so that really kind of restores a lot of confidence in me, and it should for us moving into the All Star break with our heads held high. Yeah, we have 2 more games still, so open-ended sentence. Honestly, it could come back to bite me, especially tomorrow when we face the Portland Trailblazers, who I don't know, man, dominating. You wanted him, and
nice.
another guy who goes by Ant and Anthony Simons.
Yeah. Ant number
That
2.
team, I don't know, man. Like, I guess shout out to Billups for just being there, but like,
Mhm.
I don't know what they're holding hope for because yeah, they have Shaden Sharp, yeah, they have Scoot Henderson. I don't know what that direction of that team is.
Yeah. Call me a casual, missed the cat praise. Yes, you did. Crone, shout out. 5 gifted. Again, your streak continues. By the way, you don't have to do this every single day, but we do appreciate you for all the gifted that you've done, the boosting of the Discord, like I just mentioned.
Definitely.
Um, Seriously, we appreciate you and giveaways happening soon. Giveaway. I mean, we gotta first. I have to have the YouTube paycheck hit, but then we're gonna do some giveaways. um, and we'll have a lot of different giveaways to do this time. It'll be pretty fun. And then we're getting close to playoffs too. Oh boy, we might do some playoff tickets. Oh boy. But
Yeah, no, I agree with your comment 100%, but that actually is also, to Crone's point, we can't take them lightly because they might be hungry and they might want to go into the All Star break as spoilers, So we'll
mhm,
see what happens, especially with that like the 2 game series where we're playing against them at home. We'll see what happens.
yes, yep. 2 more games against Portland. I will be at one of them on Thursday. So
Ooh,
I will not be available for the game on Thursday unless, well, I guess I could try to go live from Moda Center on my phone. Um, but I probably won't do that. So yeah, tomorrow night we play. Um, I think I'm unavailable. I'm still not 1,000% sure, but I think I'm unavailable.
it's tomorrow Tuesday.
Yes. Yes.
There might not be a show tomorrow, boys.
There may not be a show tomorrow. It's a tricky one. It's a back to back, even for podcast hosts. Apparently, that's difficult. We're load managing. Um, but yes, enjoy my ice cream. Oh, you know me too well, Noah. You know me too well. I am gonna have some ice cream after this.
That's a weird thing to know about
And
someone.
what am I gonna put on my ice cream, Noah? If you remember, True Wolves After Dark. Was this maybe the stream that you weren't there for? That I put the VR headset on for?
Oh, the VR headset.
Let's see. Let's see if anybody knows what I put on my ice cream. But where we will pecans spelled insanely, Noah. But no.
Oof.
We can't end stream until somebody guesses what I put on my ice cream. No. Tuesday night Discord party is correct. I will be a Discord because I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna have my aunt is here. She's a season ticket holder, so we're gonna be watching the game no matter what. But I just might not want to do that. So Gorilla Nuts.
Inferno is a pretty cool nickname.
I like that. That should be his nickname.
Yeah,
not Ant. Because Ant is not okay. What are these guesses? You guys are crazy. Anchovies.
Book it.
Pistachios. Again, spelling insanely. I think, right? That's not how you spell pistachio. Pineapple.
If Mike Breen was here, he would be like, bang, bang.
Yeah, bang.
Nailed it.
He would have said bang before the comment, though, because they've got their weird audio issues, which drives me insane. I can't watch Mike Breen games because he calls the bang before it even happens.
Calls the bang.
Brussels sprouts, ice cream on ice cream, marshmallows, gummy worms. Wow. Okay, I guess I just have to let you know. Bananas. It's not bananas. Ooh, I like the cosmic brownie. Okay, now you guys are getting me inspired. It's all I do is I just put mini M&Ms on my ice cream. And I make it like a concrete mixer soy sauce. From whatever it's called. That Minnesota burger place that I, for some reason, am blanking on.
Which one?
Culver's.
Oh.
I knew the concrete mixer name, but well, it is very much a McDonald's McFlurry ripoff. Very much so. Maybe it's just soy sauce. Maybe it's just soy sauce from here on out. Okay. Anyways, I'm rambling. I appreciate all you guys for showing up. We had a lot of you here tonight on a late night. I was honestly, I don't know what Ashton was expecting, but I was expecting maybe like 10 people, 20 people, because it was like, what time is it for you guys right now? Like 1 or 2 or something like that. Good. Yeah. And I'm like, nobody's going to show up for this. And we had one of our most like viewed shows like ever. Even more than like ones that we've done giveaways on, which is like insane. So I really do appreciate you guys for showing up. And it's just fun. It's just fun to hang out, talk about Wolves after we've watched Wolves. And,
big analysis.
Yeah, very, very much analysis. Or what did I say? What did I say in the Discord? Oh, wait, that might not be appropriate for YouTube. Shout out the Discord. Cool. Well, 52 wins is still possible. I think we are officially at the point. Let's see. So how many games? What's our record? We're 37-16. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 37 plus 16 is 53. So that means we have 29 games left.
Yeah.
If we go 500, we'll be at 52 wins. I think 52 wins is looking pretty good. Good. I don't want to guarantee anything. I saw somebody earlier in the chat said something to the effect of like they're going to put their entire life savings on the Timberwolves winning the championship. Maybe don't do that. Maybe put it on them winning 52 wins. I think that it's destiny. It is destiny. But cool. Any last words from you, Ashwin?
There was way too much Taylor Swift last night.
There was only, I think, 56 seconds of Taylor Swift.
Oh, you did a second breakdown?
Well, they did the betting breakdown. Yeah, they did that. So
they did.
And they did the over under on 90.5 seconds for the national anthem. They did all these different things. But so she was on the screen for less than 1% of time, but that's still too much. 52 wins, still possible. Oh, that was you, Mitchell? I was joking. Your year's salary. Yeah, don't do that. But if you were gonna do something, no, you gotta save. If you're gonna do any bets, you really just gotta save it for the playoffs and get to a game where you really, really care, and then bet against it. So then you're happy. Then you've either paid for us to win or you are rich. I like that thought. So popular being popular.
Go
Popular
to bed,
people being
everyone.
popular. Yeah, I'm going to bed and
We
having my ice cream.
will probably not see you tomorrow, but
Probably not.
best wishes to the Timberwolves faithful. Ooh, I just said
Yes.
faithful. Oh no.
Faithful. Oh no.
Oh.
52 wins. Still possible. Intro as the outro. It's a banger. We'll see you. I don't know. We'll see you sometime. See ya.